got 1,000 subscribers now. Just the Pip, the best playlist in the history of YouTube, is taking off, my friend. We had 8 subscribers. Now we have 12 subscribers. This happened overnight. We are moving to the top of the charts, baby. Thanks to AEW. Yeah, man. Just the Pip, where you can find just the picture-in-picture from AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, and AEW Collision. If I can stay up late enough to watch it.
Guys are not going to get paid if you guys keep showing up late for work.
Hello and welcome to this thing we call Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. I'm your host, Anthony Variano, and I'm joined currently by the brothers Haas, Michael and Bradley. Michael, what's bringing your great mood to this evening's live show on Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play YouTube channel?
Life.
Is he still there? Did he freeze? Life. Oh, shit.
I don't know.
Got nothing?
I got nothing. It was finally a fun Twins game yesterday, but
Another postponement today.
which, yeah.
How are you not watching the fucking Masters right now?
Because it's just opening round. Nobody cares until the weekend.
I'm not going to watch unless Tiger makes the cut, which he won't.
He won't.
He's
He might
shooting
not even
200
finish
right
it.
now.
He might not even finish a round. His back
He's
is worse than mine.
He's shooting
Yeah.
200 right
He's
now.
literally had more discs fused to his back
That
than I
doesn't
have.
matter, right? Brad's actually watching it, though, so I'm going to bring it up right here.
All right. Yeah, well, might as well. We're
Welcome.
live on YouTube. Brad, what's bringing your good mood to the table today?
I've never been more excited for an NFL draft than I have.
I mean, yeah, it's
like it's
more excited for an NFL draft.
like this. Honestly, like I'm kind of jealous. Are you going to the draft party?
The draft party? No,
Yeah.
I'll be in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We'll be
then.
coming to you live from the Circa Sports.
I was going to
Club in
say,
Las
like,
Vegas.
if there was ever a time to be at US Bank
US
Stadium
Bank
for the draft party, like it'd be this year. Like I feel like we're either going to feel like we won the Super Bowl in April or we lost it. Like, I mean, I've never been this into a draft my entire life. Like
But Mike said
I'm
the same
jacked.
thing. He's consumed podcasts that he never thought he would consume because the Vikings are going to draft a quarterback. We think they are. We still don't have any actual evidence of that being the case, but I
mean,
guess
this
we
is-
can start getting into that. I mean,
All right,
I know it's
well,
going to
no.
hijack the show, and I'd like
Let's
to
just-
have Tyler here to talk
Let's
about it.
wait a little bit on that, see if Tyler hops on,
Yeah,
just because there's a lot to
Mike,
be
talk
said.
about how bad the Twins are at hitting baseballs, could you? Like, their bats are dead. Did I just find they played 12 games before they got their first hit with runners in scoring position? Is that what I heard?
No, they haven't even played 12 games. They played 10 games so far. It was
9 games until they got their
39
first hit.
at bats. It's
33.
I'm sorry.
There's 33 opportunities where somebody came up to the plate and they had a guy on second or third base, and they couldn't bring him across until Byron Buxton
Oh
did
my
finally
God.
yesterday.
That is so pathetic.
But I mean, yesterday's game finally was kind of like a sigh of relief, because I am not going to lie. This start to the season, their offense is horrendous. We're at the bottom of everything.
Royce Lewis exploded, and then something exploded in his leg, and
Yeah,
then the
3 innings of good baseball,
entire
and then
lineup exploded as a result. It's incredible.
I can't. Just to show you, like, it's like just pathetic. 10 games played. We're already up to 105 strikeouts, so we're averaging 10.5 strikeouts a
Which
game.
is about what they averaged last year, I believe.
And I can understand there is some logic to be said that a strikeout's just an out. It's the same thing as grounding out to second or short or third. But Jesus Christ, they're boring games to watch. I mean, you want to talk about why softball's fun to watch? At least they're putting the ball in play.
Yeah,
Fucking
there's
Twins.
plays to be made.
I understand Glass now is probably a top 3, top 5 pitcher in the league, and he shut us down. But for fuck's sake, when it's game after game and you're like, Oh, great. We got 5 hits or 4 hits. It's pathetic. Our team batting average right now is $1.84.
Not bad.
Fucking slugging percentage 325. OPS. I guess there's a couple teams worse than us, the Mariners and the Marlins. But I mean, we're doing worse than the Oakland Athletics. Like, what the fuck?
Wow. We did average over 10 strikeouts per game, 1,654 total last year.
And you know how Minnesota fans, I wish more Minnesota fans were like, it brought your guys' negativity. Because I just get sick of some of these games. You hop onto these forums and it's just like, if you want to be negative, go root for a different team, where I'm just like, what positives are you bringing out of the game?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Buxton had a sweet fucking catch in center field.
And he got up from it.
Oh God, when he made the catch, looking at his wrist, I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna snap his wrist off. But like, no, there's just so much of this bullshit, like, where you can never criticize the Twins. Fucking Falvey is God. The owners are fucking gods. Like, Rocco never makes a mistake, where it's just like, I understand this is the same approach we had last year, and I guess, we did win the division. And Julian made me shut up because he fucking hit 2 home runs yesterday. But like, watching him, where I'm like, fucking get the bat off your shoulder, you motherfucker. Like, it's
well,
the sad thing is the Twins are still odds-on favorite to win the Central.
Yeah, and they're still probably just shaking off spring training. Like, it takes a month to get into the season and be right. It was
bullshit.
Not for the Guardians.
Not Guardians, for the fucking Yankees. Guardians, come on.
No, I'm saying Guardians space. I've watched just as many Cleveland games as they had Twins games. Their fucking games are fun to watch. They're a small
They're
ball
playing
team.
a different style. Yeah, it's easier to play that when we're playing the style the Twins are playing is too precise to expect to be great right out of the box. Like, it's this just all or nothing baseball requires perfect placement of the bat, perfect bat speed. It's recognition of pitches. It takes a long time to get that to work right. And I think it's a good approach for a regular season and a terrible approach for a postseason. I've said that ever since they started doing it in 2019, set the record for home runs, and it's not going to win them nothing. But they got Pablo Lopez now, who's the best chance they have for winning anything in the postseason.
No, but my thing is, you can't change a format from the season to the postseason. And what sport can you fucking work on something a whole fucking season, then flip it up in the post? Like, it just doesn't work that way. And they need to start making in-game adjustments. I watched Trevor Plouffe. He said it perfect. He's like, it's not a bad approach like people like Julian are having. Like, he sees the strike zone better than the umps do.
Yeah.
However, the beauty of the game is learning what this ump is going to call a strike, and then it's on you to protect that zone, whatever that zone out of the ump's eyes looks like. So,
which is why I'm so excited for the digitization of the strike zone, so we don't have to do this anymore. Like, hitting is so goddamn hard already. This is the only sport in the world where the rules change from day to day is softball and baseball in terms of the strike zone.
No, I think there's a debate to be had whether or not that's going to make the game better or not.
If you look
at the Twins, they're the kind of team who's playing a kind of baseball, imagining that strike zone's already there. And you want to know what it is? It's fucking boring to watch. I want to see teams swinging, fucking trying to put the ball in play, other than, oh, that was a sliver outside. I got you good, pitcher. Like, it's just fucking boring.
Yeah.
That's my tirade.
That's why I'm watching college softball, baby.
It's my fucking tirade, and I will tune in and watch the Twins take on the Tigers tomorrow at 4 p.m. Mountain Time.
You guys want to know? Okay, so I was at the brewery for happy hour during the first game of the Dodgers and Twins series. I was like, it's the Dodgers. I wouldn't mind seeing the Dodgers play the Twins. I'll go to the brewery. It's, $1 off beers. And so they put it on the big screen for me. And I got to be honest, like, the only times I actually looked up to watch that game was when the first 3 hitters for the Dodgers were up.
That's a fun lineup.
And when Byron Buxton was up. And I watched a game I had no rooting interest in, no betting interest in, more than that, and it was LSU, Florida, college softball was demanding
LSU
my attention, demanding it.
LSU softball is always good though.
Gators came back from 5-1 deficit in that game and won it in the 8th and won an extra inning. Terrific game.
No, and we can move on from Twins talk because it looks like Brad's.
There's not much to talk about.
Shoot himself in the head. No, but I mean the one positive I look at the start of the season, especially looking at that Dodgers series where
Byron Buxton's not hurt. That's a positive.
So far, that's
pitching.
The best thing.
I'm saying pitching as well. I was surprised that we could hold what I would argue the best offense in baseball. We could contain them a bit.
It's not just the first 3 guys in that lineup.
God,
it's like the first 6 guys in that lineup are terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And I was really impressed with, was it Louis Varland who pitched one of those games? He was terrific.
It's just depressing, because they would get no run support. But the third game of that series where we finally took one of the 3, there was some, I can understand you find baseball boring, but that was like the perfect kind of a game where there's a fucking high, then you go through a lull and then another high.
Yeah, it was climactic at the end too.
And then
Dodgers almost won that game.
The throw
Jax shut the door there.
No, Jax turned it over to Okert.
Okert. Oh yeah, they've been using him a lot, and I don't know how I feel about him.
Well, we have injury concerns, but that greatest relay I have probably seen in Twins history, going from Kirilloff to frickin' C4 to Vasquez. C4 is playing amazing.
Is that what we're calling Carlos Correa now? As C4?
That's
really?
what his nickname has been. But Correa. Correa is playing fantastic. His defense this year has been fucking amazing. He's fully healthy.
He's not usually a strong starter out of the gate from spring training either, and this year he has been.
He gunned out fucking Shohei Ohtani trying to go from first to home. I think he was, just short right center. He went out that far.
He's got an incredible arm, man.
I think they clocked it. It came in off of his arm, 95 miles an hour to the plate, just on a fucking rope.
At a boy.
And of course, the ump fucking called him safe because he had the perfect view of seeing the glove.
Yeah.
Some of these umps are just so fucking dumb. But anyway.
And another reason why I'd like the strike zone to be digitized and for someone to just be telling them, hey, that was a strike. You can call that one a strike. Just press a button, send them a fucking message to, a little buzzer on their goddamn belt clip. And this game would be better because there would be more balls put in play. There'd be more action and more runners on the base paths. And guys would go up to the zone with an exact idea of what they can expect the strike zone to be. I think, and there's just too many times where, I think baseball umpires, home plate umpires are the best officials in sports, which is the funny thing.
Well, no,
they get more right than anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
But how would it not going to an electric one be better for everything? The pitchers know that they have to pitch a strike.
Yeah.
Or their pitches have to be good enough to get a guy to swing out of the zone.
Greg Maddux wouldn't exist in this era of baseball. You couldn't get away with that shit.
Fair enough. I don't know.
Pitch framing would become a thing of the past. As a catcher, your value comes from hitting a fucking baseball. Holy cow. That would be great if the catchers on teams could actually hit baseballs. Most of them can't hit for shit. And they certainly can't run.
I don't. Something's going to happen. It's going to drastically change the game, and that's the thing. Are you going to have an asterisk then and going forward where this is where
we've got a live ball area, there's a dead ball era, and there's an electric era. Ooh, how do we that, huh?
I don't know. Here's a perfect example. Tennis used to be a judgment call on if it was in or out.
It still is on a lot of ATP and WTA warm-up, events, WTA and ATP 1000 events.
you're into a lot more tennis than we are, but is it not a better game if the ball's actually in or
It's
out?
fantastic. It's
So
fantastic.
why not do that with the strike zone? Why is it baseball's the only sport that will not do that? You can go to replay on other shit, but when it comes down to that judgment call,
That'll be
where
the
there should
first
be-
thing that falls, Brad, is what they're doing at AAA right now, and where a hitter can challenge a third pitch strike and can be overturned in a matter of seconds. Like, it happens so fast you don't even notice it.
No, I agree.
That'll be the first thing they do. They won't go completely to
No,
the digital strike zone right away.
My thing is part of, and maybe you guys disagree. I think part of the beauty of baseball, it's a chess game with multiple chess games going on.
You got to have pieces on the board, though. It's important to have pieces on the board. And
I'm saying that
pieces
is
on the board.
That is a fucking game, though. You learn your fucking umpire. If he's calling it 3 inches outside, I'm sorry. That's on you as the offensive team to make adjustments.
Usually I would be totally with you, but I haven't seen anything from hitters in that entire league besides Luis Arias who have said, hey, I'm going to take this into my own hands and swing like Tony Gwynn. And that's what they would have to do, because everybody's throwing so goddamn hard, or they'd have to lower the mound, which I've been a proponent for years. This show was number one behind that and is still going to be atop that hill, which should be a little bit shorter, just because
but that's
coming at too hot an angle. It's too difficult, just too goddamn difficult.
I just think we're starting to, in baseball, the evolution of baseball is so slow, which I'm happy with, because I think we start looking at some of these new rule changes and they're starting to have effects on the game that we probably should have foreseen, but didn't. Like they were talking about arm injuries for pitchers.
Yeah.
Of course, you fucking Levitard always says it, like, you're not supposed to throw that hard, whatever.
No kidding.
One of the biggest things I took those, if you can't use any sticky shit on your fingers, you are going to use more torque,
overcompensate elsewhere,
and overcompensate. And that's something we should have thought about. Well, maybe we should allow some sticky shit, because
they did. It hasn't been outlawed entirely. There's still substances you can use. There are legal substances.
Whatever. I'm just saying.
It's a good combination of rosin and sweat. But yeah, that other stuff though was incredible. You were looking at spin rates that were just impossible to read, pitches out of the hand. That's not good for the game either, though. I don't know. There's a lot wrong with the game still. We can agree on that. Enough so that I'm more of a college softball fan than I am a Major League Baseball fan now.
Yeah, and that next month it'll change to something else.
No, it won't. I think the next month's going to be the heart of the softball watching.
Once they get into tournament season.
Hell yeah, baby.
Oh boy.
It's going to be fun. All right, Brad, it's time. This is your segment, my friend. I forgot how nice it was to have a team like Duke men's basketball to follow at this time of the year, when like baseball just doesn't
lets you down.
To let you down, or it's lost my interest now. Like, it's just too slow a game. There's not enough hits, not enough base runners. It's just not exciting enough. And now I have it again. Of course. All right. So Duke softball, my God, pal, they rocket to the top of Softball America's rankings. I declare my fandom, and I have declared my fandom before that ever happened, but I went on Instagram to make a point that I declared my fandom before they were number one. I'm not hopping on a bandwagon. And then they go and lose to fucking Campbell. They're still top 3 in the country. ESPN.com and I think USA rankings have them as number 3. I think they got like 5 or 6 coaches poll votes. And or that would be media member votes. They're fucking good, man. They've got 3 terrific players on that team. Claire Davidson is a senior who's fantastic. Her numbers are insane. She struck out 13 times and 102 ABs there, Mike. 13 times and 102 ABs. That's insane. That's just insane.
That's how many strikeouts the Twins get in one game.
You're right. Yes. She's played 38 games.
No, they've been good for a while. I remember watching them last year in the tournament.
Yeah.
We commented on the uniforms last year.
Oh, my God. They got the hottest uniforms in the game. Every year they look the best on the field.
And I'm not not going to go as far as you are saying softball's a better sport, but
Hey, here's somebody who might say that softball's a better sport.
no, college world,
It's way fucking better.
college
Tell us why,
softball is
Brad.
better than college baseball. I will go that far.
I just told him that Claire Davidson of Duke, the Duke senior, has 13 strikeouts and 102 ABs. That's why I like it. You got girls hitting 451 in the league. You know, it's insane. There's always somebody on base. The bases are so damn close together. You can't hold on to the ball for more than a second and a half or more than a second and get the out at first. It's just not happening. If you fucking double clutch, they're safe. Everyone's safe. Brad,
It's amazing. It's
tell us how
amazing
much
that
better softball is.
grown
It's set up
women
for offense.
play.
is.
Grown women play on the same exact field as they do when they're 6 years old.
Yeah.
The same fucking field.
He's
Right.
no, he
It's
is
amazing. I mean,
No, that-
to think that you're 60 feet away from, and I'm not shaming anything, but a 6'1", 240-pound woman up there that can hit the ball probably coming off her bat over 100 miles an hour, and you make the play, but then you have less than a second to get rid of it,
Yeah.
to get the out.
Yeah. Because all of them
it's
can
like-
run. All of them
It's
can run.
amazing. We see a hard hit ball to the shortstop in the major leagues, and you've got 5 seconds to get rid of the ball.
You can double clutch twice and get the out at first.
It's a fast paced game. It's quick. I don't know, and it's something about like the emotion that the women show, the chanting in the dugouts. It's
The
just it's a
environment's
funner
not the
thing.
same. Yeah, especially in
And-
these SEC schools where they've won championships in the past and they've gotten all that money to build great facilities like LSU, Georgia, the Gators. They all have just great environments. All the games are sold out. It's just fantastic to watch this great television product.
Hey, and local, we have a top tier JUCO college softball program.
Right.
I mean, it's you get to watch it in your own backyard. It is.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, also having 2 girls that play softball, it's going to get my heart a little bit, but it's funner to watch. I would rather watch. I watch that shit all day long at work.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but ESPN Plus. I watch.
It's okay,
Duke
Brad.
Blue
I don't
Devils.
think they're one of our dozen subscribers. We've got a dozen, baby.
Hey,
All right, so Mike, we're climbing up the charts, man.
How good do those uniforms look? Those pinstripe Duke uniforms the other day?
I don't think they're,
my
yeah,
God.
those are the best ones. Do you know this
Like-
shirt is like 25 years old? It's still one of my favorites. And here I can explain my Duke fandom. It's got a start. I don't know what your Duke fandom stems from, other than they were great when you were, impressionable boys.
You guys are white kids from the suburbs. That's why you're Duke fans. I mean, don't get over fucking drawn on this shit.
No, it's not. It is. Mine's more in depth than that. See, I wouldn't know what Duke University was if not for my aunt, who was a dispatcher for University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And she hated that job. So she became a Duke men's basketball fan and started sending me things like this to get me on the bandwagon, which was, easy because they were terrific back then. But I haven't watched a Duke men's basketball game since Zion Williamson went to the pros.
That's the problem. You're a fair weather fan when it comes.
I am not.
I
just discovered the replacement for the Twins being such bad baseball. Mike, you've got your hand raised. Go ahead.
I'm trying to do this more polite instead of just interjecting all the time.
That's very nice of you.
Well, I'm a baseball fan. It's a more polite game. So, no, I think if everybody's honest, who's actually like we are, and I'm not a Duke fan anymore. It's just like everybody who hopped on Iowa's bandwagon. There's these race wars in sports. White people like Duke because you got Christian Leitner and these other, Grant Hill, God, he's white too. But I mean, that's exactly it. Anybody who's watching Iowa cheering for them, they like them because there's a stud white girl who's just fucking kicking ass. That's the reality. I mean,
relatable. I mean, I don't know. It's something that how did we get into the brace talk so soon? We've only been on
completely wrong though. It is. As a little kid, yes, it was kind of amazing that there's this team that has a bunch of white people which go out and kick some ass. My thing was, as a basketball player, how amazing would it be to play in Cameron Indoor Stadium?
Oh my God, that was the best
The most
environment in
intimate
sports.
place. You can't beat it.
Nope.
as
That
far
was
as-
probably the thing that most overwhelmed me. That and Wojo slapping the floor. Like that was
Yeah.
I loved that immediately. Like this guy gets after it on the defensive end. That's the type of basketball I really enjoyed. And
What's
so
and
That's
growing
a
up,
lie, though.
growing
Most
up,
I slapped the floor
No.
in freshman year of high school. Like
Most
that's-
intimate stadium you could play is Washington Middle School lunchbox.
the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Back
The
to the
sideline, a chair,
could-
and you've got to like find it, get your
And a
feet in
brick
the legs
wall.
of the chair, yeah, where the tables come down out of it, yeah.
How could you say though that Caitlin Clark is overrated, overhyped?
Nobody
I'm
said
not
that.
saying. I did not say that.
Nobody said that.
I'm
That
saying.
everybody jumped on her bandwagon? How can you not? She's a
Oh well, there's a
phenom.
lot of people
I'm
who
saying
discovered women's basketball
yeah.
this last week, and I mean that can be numerically and quantitatively
Oh
proven
yeah, totally.
by the numbers.
How,
I mean,
how awesome is it that the most watched
So-
basketball game on ESPN is women's college basketball?
beautiful.
Freaking amazing.
I think that's awesome. I'm just saying part of it is obvious. Race comes into this. Part of it's because she's white. There's plenty of
no.
Well,
Yes,
it's a
true.
majority
No.
white country,
It's
Brad.
true.
Yes, Midwestern America gets behind their heroes that happen to look like them. It's just the way
Who
it
was
goes.
who was the hero when we were growing up? Michael
Kirby
Jordan.
Puckett. Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan was easy one for everybody, though. He was
What
the most
color was he?
marketed athlete in the world. Like
What
it would
color
have been
was he?
impossible. That's kind of like O.J. Simpson when rest in peace,
rest
O.J.
in peace.
But
OJ.
O.J. was the
I've been
first one
drinking
to
it
do
all
that.
day.
And he kind of transcended race and becoming so popular that regardless of color, you loved him. He was incredible to watch. And then he went to the silver screen to boot and became even more popular in different realms. Yeah, but I mean, some of people can transcend that, and I think Caitlin Clark is one of them. We're going to find out right quick because 36 of her 40 games next year are going to be nationally broadcasted, which is absolutely insane, considering the fact that the Indiana Fever are still calling me to try and sell me season tickets, which is shocking. How is that place not sold out? Fucking shocking.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're live on YouTube at Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. It's where you can find Just the Pip, our latest playlist where I do the painstaking work of recording the picture-in-picture for you from AEW shows. Usually put them out about a week after as to not have any spoilers, although there's only one match I know of that's ever ended in the picture-in-picture. Orange Cassidy won it. That was just shocking. But you certainly don't want to miss it. And this is for people like me who stream instead of have cable or a DVR. Those of us without DVRs don't get the picture-in-picture if we don't watch live. So this is for all of you out there. The 4 people who added us on YouTube, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the show thus far. We're going to get started with the podcast version of the show in a second. We're going to talk Timberwolves playoffs previews. I was hoping Joel would be able to make it, my favorite cousin and NBA 2K expert, but he is predisposed. We will talk probably way too much Vikings, especially when Tyler shows up. God damn it. And that'll be the moment where I go to refill my drink and get too drunk to ever want to cut the show together and do all this work for an hour and then wake up at 5:55 a.m. to go to the golf course and mow the back 9. Fucking golf course is coming together nicely, boys. How's the weather out in Montana?
Western part of the state is nice.
It finally got nice. Like 70 degrees today.
So what's the ETA on the golf course opening in Glendive?
Oh, it's open. It's been
open?
open for like a week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing walking only on tomorrow morning.
47 on my first 9.
The greens
Feel
are
pretty
open.
good. Yeah, it's all open.
God, I should have never left fucking Glendive.
For carts,
Shout out-
too. For carts.
Shout out to Katie Peterson, running that golf course the way she does. It's a great place.
Katie's a sweetheart. Katie sold me the cheapest drink I've ever received in my life. It was was a highball glass of wild turkey on ice that was filled damn near the top for $3.
It happens.
Mike paid for it.
Throw up.
It was good. Oh,
No, that's the one sport I never thought I'd get into, and I fucking fell in love with it last year.
I got to hit the driving range tomorrow. It's starting to dry up out here. It's all off carpet, though, is the problem. I'd like to hit off grass if I could.
Yeah, anyway, so since this is dead time,
let's talk about the Twins.
well, no, I was gonna say, I mean, a softball field's a lot smaller than a baseball field, so the action's gonna be a lot quicker. Brad, I think already mentioned, what is it? Softball's what, 60 feet to the bag?
Yeah.
Baseball's 90. Obviously, the outfit.
46 feet. Pitcher's mound to catcher.
That's insane.
Yeah,
So,
we got girls throwing the equivalent of like 110-mile-an-hour fastballs.
And I mean, generally, most baseball stadiums, it's about 400 feet to dead center, if not more.
Right.
Softball's, I think, like 250.
No,
So
it's 200 on average. They get up to like 220, but nothing over that.
Yeah, I think I just read an article on the lines. They have to be 190 feet down, which in baseball, most of them are 330 plus, unless they're stupid stadiums like the Red Sox.
Fenway or New York. Cincinnati.
But yeah, it is. They're two totally different games, born out of the same idea. I mean, but I think they're both equally as awesome. Softball is just way more intense because everything moves so fucking fast.
And why Tony probably likes it, all the slap hits, all the bunts. I mean,
Love it. The hit and runs. Brad, what's the rules regarding pinch runners at your level, at least?
You can have courtesy runners
For everybody?
for the most part, yeah.
Wow, that's nuts. What do you think about that? I don't know.
I mean, because you have like designated players that will just play defense, and then you'll have somebody that hits for them.
I mean,
it's more players get into the game, I guess.
Yeah.
You're producing the best product then.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're right about that.
Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
No, I didn't realize you could do that.
Hey, do you know what's going to get us going right now?
What's that?
What's up, brother? You guys must not know that, huh?
That's what?
Look up Sketch on TikTok.
We don't have kids, and we don't.
Yeah.
I watch him. This kid just blew up. He plays Madden.
I just had to
streams it.
I literally had to download the TikTok app today just so I could watch that OJ Simpson meme you sent, which wasn't that funny.
I thought you had a TikTok account.
I deleted it all. Like, there's no point for me to have it.
It's also going to be banned soon, anyways.
It's already banned in Montana.
Yeah.
So can you download it again then?
I just did it today.
Oh, so it's not banned in Montana then?
I gotta blow my nose before we get started.
Or I'm gonna get fucking arrested for having TikTok on my phone. Which fuck them. Okay, so I can close that softball thing.
Oh. All that booger sugar just clogging up the pipes there.
So their boxes must be bigger than baseball, huh? Their batting boxes?
No, they're the same.
Because with that, you have to stay in the box when the bat makes contact with the ball, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Both feet are just 1 foot.
You cannot step outside of the box when you make contact. It's just like baseball rules.
Okay.
So yeah, you can have, if you're in, typically left-handers do it. So as long as that right foot does not plant, I mean,
right.
Shoot, you can be 4 feet closer to the pitcher. I mean, it's just it's amazing.
It's intense.
Let's start talking some Vikings draft, man.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh,
What
God.
everybody wants to hear. What everybody wants to talk about.
Hey,
everybody
pause
they know.
for 1 second.
We're live, Brad. There's no pause.
No. What
I just hit it. Pause.
No, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get on my phone, and I'm gonna go get Ava from practice. I'll do
so
it.
we can talk what?
We can talk something else till he gets back. Yeah, what we could do also is, I mean, doesn't have to be like one of our full shows. It could be two condensed ones.
It's all going to end up one show in the end.
No, I know that's what.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into producing and stuff, and I'm just on air talent, so I got to stick in my lane.
That's what you are. Yes. We can talk some wrestling. You want to talk some wrestling, Mike?
Oh,
I'd rather.
dude. How good was WrestleMania this last weekend?
I wouldn't know. I don't watch WWE.
It was fucking
really
amazing.
was it good? I saw Nas Reed's beach towel made an appearance.
It was like it was good, man. The older generation is starting to die off, and now new guy like it's.
I heard everybody came back though, like The Rock.
Yeah,
was there.
crazy.
Like,
it was.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Well, and then there's just Mike and Tony again, just wandering around the streets of Minneapolis, looking for our next Twins game,
trying to catch a cab that never came.
Trying
on
to get
Lake
off
Street.
Walk all the way.
Walk all the way to St. Paul. Oh, thank God we had the fuel.
That fucking goddamn bus trip was my favorite night.
Jesus Christ. How did we must have been so goddamn hammered to not notice. Hey, look who it is. To not notice that the fucking big buildings were being left behind us. Like,
what's
we
my
didn't
head?
look around and, there's no more big buildings. Where did those big buildings go?
Once my fucking head hit the window, I just passed out. And I remember waking up. I'm like, there's no fucking goddamn buildings. Where'd the skyscrapers go?
Oh God, I was so fucking hammered. What were we doing that night? Were we at a show? Or was it a baseball game? Or both?
I think it could have been both. Yeah, I think it was both. We got so fucked up we pushed it hard that day.
When didn't we push it hard? Like, we came up with a thing called partying like the elderly. I mean, like we had nothing to lose because we could be dead tomorrow. Party like you're already dead.
Oh my God! Right when Brad leaves Culver's.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hello. How you doing? Welcome to this live edition of Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. I am now joined by our favorite guest co-host, Mr. Tyler J. Culver.
Hi, Oz.
Hi, Tyler.
Brad left? Where'd he go? What's he doing? What's going
He's
on?
picking up his daughter.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Being super dad / super coach. We've been
Nice.
talking about why fast pitch softball is better than baseball. Your thoughts?
What age are we talking about? 12-year-olds? Because
I've been watching a lot of SEC softball on ESPN, ESPN Plus. I told these guys that while the Dodgers were playing the Twins in Game 1, my attention was consumed by the Florida Gators taking on LSU and coming back from a 5-1 deficit to win an 8. It was a horrific game.
It is fun to watch. There's a lot of glass ceilings being broke at the moment. So
no kidding.
it's good.
Indiana Fever games, 36 of 40 of them going to be on national television.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. That's great for the league. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. So I wanted to discuss this and why everybody seems to think that the women's college basketball is going to continue just exponentially increasing in viewership. But, a lot of this is as a result of bad WNBA policy. You got Juju Watkins, who is pro ready, a freshman at USC who's pro ready, who cannot come out, declare for the draft until her age 22 season. Wow. And this is exactly why women's college basketball has been able to build stars like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, because they have these players for at least 3 years, whereas in the men's league forever, it seems, they've been able to declare for the draft after 1 year generally in college. And I feel like that rule is going to be changed in the next collective bargaining agreement. They'll probably lower it to 20 years old. So players are required to play at least 2 years.
Make any money. It might be good for them, really, because they get to see them in their pre-pro days, which a lot of people prefer anyway. And then you feel like you're in on it at the front end. So,
oh God, Brad's joining live from the vehicle while he's driving to pick up his daughter. He found out Tyler was on the broadcast. He can't help himself. He's got to talk Vikings draft. Here we go. He's gonna Brad, give us your Vikings draft takes while you're driving and see if we can get you pulled over, baby. God, that'd be great for the show. You're muted, buddy. Your audio's not working.
But
do not pay attention to the road.
He went up to the mic to make the pick, and the audience can't hear.
Yeah, you lost Terrell Suggs, man. You don't get him.
All right, Tyler. Well, you give Brad some of your stuff then, because he can hear us, I assume.
Me?
What have you heard? I want you got the best Vikings information out of all of us.
Whoa. I've been watching YouTube videos like they're going out of fucking style, bro.
Yeah.
Mike said he downloaded TikTok to watch. Oh, no, that was the OJ TikTok
yeah.
that he said. Yeah. Rest in peace, OJ. Tyler, who we taking? What are we doing? Is it Cardinals? We're going to trade with the Cardinals for that pick, right?
No.
I hope not, because they're going to ask a lot more than the Patriots. But it's apparent it's going to be a quarterback unless they're playing the long con here, because I'm sure you've talked about it already.
No, we haven't talked any football. We waited until you got here.
Yeah. You are bringing up something I wanted. I didn't think anybody else would bring it up.
What's that?
Like, I was wondering, and everybody is saying we're going to take a QB, and we probably should.
Yeah.
But there are some cons. There's a lot of fucking good talent in this draft where we could make a sneak attack that wouldn't maybe cost us a first-round pick next year. Take like a Malik Neighbors or a Joe Alt, like just one of these fucking awesome players.
If they just keep taking quarterbacks, and these guys drop. I mean, but they're not scared to deal. Like, this is not a scared organization right now. They're
not when it comes to the draft, and not it never seems like I mean, I know they've failed to make a pick twice, and no team's ever done it once.
Talking about this turn. That might not happen again.
Yeah, let's hope so.
So then, Culver, in your dream scenario,
what
do you want to see happen with the Vikes, and make it realistic? I get so sick of seeing mock drafts where it's just like, oh yeah, the Vikes are going to move up to 3, and they only had to give up this. Where it's like,
Mike, I can't let it go anymore. Why does it sound like you have a cigarette lodged into your throat? Like, that's what your voice sounds like right now.
Because I'm kind of sick. That's
shit.
From the cigarettes, yeah. But
he's playing hurt. He's playing hurt, folks.
Playing hurt. What a guy. Realistically, yeah, it's the quarterbacks are going to go 1, 2, 3. 4 in the top 5, maybe, but this isn't the first time that's been said, and you know, ESPN and journalists, they love to make their mocks and do this and say this is going to happen. Organizations don't care about what Kuiper says.
Yeah,
they don't care about that shit. It's not going to play out like we think it's going to play out at all.
They care about what we fucking say.
Yeah, they care about us.
Nice drop in, Brad.
Exactly.
4 subscribers now, folks. We're up 4 overnight thanks to Just the Pip. Check out the playlist that brings you just the picture-in-picture from AEW live shows. Yeah, Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play on YouTube.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah. It's going really well. People seem to find it helpful, or at least useful. It's it's definitely the most watched shit we do.
Awesome. Hey. But yeah, obviously I'd like to see them stay where they are and get one that they already want. You know, there's talk about staying at 11, getting Penix there, which is
Penix.
Come on, just let me call him Penix. Balls.
Brad shaking his head. That does not make that like
Michael Big Penix Jr.
The guy's he's a stud. He really is.
I love him. I like him a lot, but he's had multiple
He's not a first
surgeries on his legs,
and
he's not a first rounder.
I mean, in this scenario where it's quarterback hungry, just starving for quarterbacks, he is.
Why do I think he's the best quarterback?
Because you're an idiot.
Because
I didn't watch a lot of college basketball, but I thought he threw the most beautiful ball of anybody there.
well, I mean, he lost to Jaden in the Heisman. He was second, and it really should have been closer than it was because taking that team to what they did that year should.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna,
But
if we're
Jaden
gonna,
had those numbers, those gaudy numbers, and
so yeah, if we're gonna talk about the quarterbacks, and I really want Culver and Brad then to weigh in. Okay, if we're gonna talk about tiers then for quarterbacks, I assume you guys both have Caleb Williams. He's in a place of his own,
Tier of his own, yeah.
his own tier.
worry about
I
him.
disagree.
Whoa, Brad,
Whoa.
who else is in
Our-
that tier?
Our
Jaden
ability.
Daniels should be number one.
Oh,
Huh. Jesus.
that was going to be my next question. If Jaden
It's
Daniels,
like my opinion on it is that Jaden Daniels is progressively getting better. Where like Caleb Williams, he took kind of a step back this year. I mean, granted, he lost. Jordan Addison had a rough year, kind of a weak offensive line.
Yeah.
But you don't want to start regressing. Jaden Daniels is hot right now. I mean, I think he should go number one. That's my humble opinion.
Yeah.
so
I feel like all the quarterbacks are really going through the grinder right now. Everyone's picking them apart like crazy, and it's shifting, and they're trying to shift public opinion so that people are at each other's throats for who they want.
I could agree with that assessment. Then where did the next fall in? Are they close? Like where's May? Where's Drake May in this? Is he close to Jaden
I've heard
Daniels? And
May
Caleb
is
Williams?
tier 3. He's not even in tier 2. Yeah.
I've seen Drake May all over the place where he could be the best QB.
Yep.
He could be the worst QB. Like,
I mean, a lot of people say he's who gets you fired, really, because to sell the farm to trade up to get that guy, there's a lot of red flags. He's got uber talent, like you can just automatically tell in everything he does. But there's red flags with all of them. But this class compared to others is so much better that people are gonna take their shots, and someone's getting fired. Hopefully it's not KOC.
Yeah.
But I trust what they're doing in the process they're taking. It seems like they have gone over and above what I mean, we're so insulated in our Vikings news, and we don't get to hear a lot of the other pundits for the other teams and what they're saying, but I've never heard of anybody doing all these private workouts with all these quarterbacks. You can throw 100 balls going through like the Gruden files, whatever they call it, like in the room. What would you do here? Why did you do this there?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
really, really deep diving into all these guys, regardless of whether they think they're going to get them or not. I think they're just putting up a screen of we could do anything, and we have the picks to do it. So, but we've also put ourselves in that place to where we're the one that seems kind of desperate, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we are desperate. We're
Gonna give
really
up.
desperate.
Rounders for this.
And
maybe
is that what Arizona's exploiting right now? It's just
Yeah.
like you guys
they're-
need Kyler Murray. You need him.
Arizona's unrealistic in my opinion right now.
Oh,
I think Arizona needs us more than we need them right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's okay. You want to make a fucking trade down. You're not going to trade down unless it's with the Vikings. You want to let the Broncos take the Broncos shit then. Like we can offer way more than the Broncos can or the Raiders. So I think Arizona thinks they're in this prime scenario, which I don't think they are. I think there's something to be done with the Patriots. I think that's where we end up.
Yeah.
But I also is there a chance we could go up to number 2, even though it might cost us everything?
Yeah.
Because I just read something that the Commanders called the Bears, tried to trade up for 1, and they made a serious offer, the number 2, and then 25 and 26 first-round picks just to move up to the number 1. And the
Really?
Bears said no. So
Wow.
maybe they don't want Daniels. Like,
Yeah. Real possibility.
would you guys be open to 2 first-rounders this year, 25, 26 first-rounders for the number 2 pick in this year's NFL draft?
For Jaden
No.
Daniels, fuck yeah.
I think I'd agree with my brother on that one.
And they are that ballsy to do that. I think they could. I think it's in the cards. And if the price keeps getting driven up like that, if they're on the clock and they have 6 phones ringing at one time, you might just get caught with someone giving up everything.
Well, if there's already a demand for 2 future first rounders and a first rounder this year to move up to the 3 or 4, then how much more are we paying just to
No.
So
I'm saying
here's the perfect
Anders
scenario.
offered that just to move up 1 slot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The perfect scenario then, in my book, if we could somehow get to number 2 and get Jaden Daniels, so we lost our 2 first-round picks this year, 2 consecutive years first-round picks. We get on the phone with the Los Angeles Chargers and see if we could get the number 5 pick from them for Justin Jefferson. And draft Marvin Harrison or the kid from Washington. And then you're set. You're set financially for the next 5 years. You can beef up the D. You can beef up the O-line. You can spend money in free agency. And you've got a young nucleus for 5 years to go win yourself a Super Bowl.
Say we'll have the cap space to do it in free agency. We've said that before.
I don't mind that. I would probably take Neighbors with 5 over the kid from Washington, but
Neighbors is a good Neighbors. I mean, like,
I'm
just saying.
God, you'd have. I like how and I can understand Oliver's fucking anger about this. Like, we're taking the most beloved Vikings since Adrian Peterson, and we're just discarding him.
Whoa. Adrian kind of wore out his welcome with the whole switch thing. I think we can go back to Randy.
Anybody who has kids understands.
He just ran over a lady cop one time on accident.
No, I'm just.
I don't think it takes Jefferson. Like you were saying that the move you're talking about the other day with, trade Jefferson to move up from 11 to 3 or whatever. Yep. I just don't know that he's got a lot of value, that guy. A lot of value. And you can't be throwing that around for a maybe. Have you at the list of quarterback in the last 10 years or so of teams that have traded up into the top 5 to draft a quarterback? It's not good.
It's not good.
They're all missing.
Yeah.
It's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. I mean, it really is. And
it's worse than a coin flip because you've given up first round picks and
Josh Allen
to get there.
Josh Allen panned out, I think.
So I mean, and that's the thing. Like, if you just want to go the complete safest way, I mean, maybe McCarthy does fall. I mean, who was it a couple of years ago that was supposed to go high? And he fell
last year. Will Levis last year.
Yeah, Levis.
He's a starter now, like a really good one. God,
he is a really good one. I thought we should have drafted his ass.
He would have been all right. I was kind of mad when we didn't. But I mean, there's so many quarterbacks. I mean, like, now that we have capital, because I am a gambler, I want us to make a freaking move. Like, I think the moves give us something to talk about. It gives some excitement to the fan base. I think that's more or less what I'm going for. I would take any one of these, say, top 5 quarterbacks, 6 quarterbacks, and shoot, you even throw in Spencer Rattler. Like, I wouldn't even mind him. I'm not taking half of them, though, in the first round. Like, I don't want McCarthy in the first round. I don't.
So I thought you said the top 5 you'd be cool with.
I'm cool with any one of them. I'm talking.
Yeah, but he's not saying that the top 5 pick for all 5. He'd be happy with any 5 of the top 6 quarterbacks, or all 6 of them. He just doesn't think they all have first round. You don't waste a first round pick, and I can understand that.
Yeah. Rattler reminds me a lot of Hall, and I mean our last few later round picks. He's
the only.
Me very much. It could go down to Penix for me, but
no, the only
so want to draft him just so I can buy that jersey.
Yeah.
And he throws a great deep ball. That would be Justin Jefferson's. Didn't Justin Jefferson say that he would prefer Penix at some point?
I don't know.
It would make sense though, right? Like,
he's
Addison, Hawkinson, Jefferson, the Suns. I mean, going downfield, get the best downfield passer in the game.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. Here's a hypothetical for you. What if Mr. Harbaugh calls.
Yeah.
He's sitting there at the number 5 pick.
And he doesn't want Justin Herbert. He wants
Yeah, he wants our 2 first rounders.
Send Justin Herbert our way, baby. We will take that all day.
That is not what a new coach should do.
No, it's not.
He wants his guy that he won a natty with, man.
He's
No,
shit. He's
I've
just
watched
he's
those
cocking out his
videos
ass.
on those things too. As a Vikings fan, is that just creating another era of a Kirk Cousins thing? Or I would agree that the freaking Chargers quarterback is better than Kirk Cousins. Herbert's better. I would agree with that, but that frees up everything else we can do then, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it destroys all we can do.
Yeah.
Now you got to have. I mean, to win in this league, you got to have a, quarterback on a rookie deal so you can spend elsewhere. I think, and I think this is the best opportunity the Vikings have had in my lifetime, and to do that, really.
Yep. Ponder.
God, see that? Then it's just saying that reminds me of how difficult this decision is. Like,
It is.
God, it's
You really don't want to screw it up, but they're not.
you don't even know if you screw it
No,
up
but
for
that's-
a year and a half or so.
I understand trying to play for the future and fucking being safe about it and being like, oh, let's just hang out at 11 because if we get at 11, maybe we take our QB there or maybe we upgrade our defense a little bit. I mean, we've got holes on defense still. And then pick somebody up. I mean, there's going to be somebody at 23.
You guys got this. I'm going to mix a drink.
Whether it's Penix or fucking Joe Nix or maybe even, I don't think McCarthy's going to fall past the Broncos and Raiders or shit, even the Saints.
Yeah. No, they'll go. But if you wanted to be the best team this year, you go edge linebacker first, and you'll still that top corner will be there at 23 probably. If you wanted to be the best you can be this year, you roll with Darnold, who's pretty cheap. You can do that same thing, but his next year's deal is going to be huge if it actually works out. So that really doesn't help you in the long run. So it's kind of in stone that they're going quarterback. It's just
I guarantee though, even if like that's the route a Vikings fan wants to go, I know once it's draft night and after the Bears make their pick, everybody is just going to be sitting there in a Vikings jersey waiting for like a there's been a trade because like we have to be the favorites to be trading up. And
if you hear the
yeah,
and it ain't the Vikings, we're like, what the?
Because I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be kind of disappointed if we don't get May or freaking Daniels. Like, even if they're overhyped and we're wrong, it's just we're set up for a home run chance here, and I think they got to take it.
Yeah. Like you said, Aiden could be a superstar, and I think May is more of a project. But if it works, and in this
Vikings are set up for a rookie quarterback too, like.
They get set on such a shit team with such a shit offense and no supporting cast that it kind of ruins them. Like baseball, to take some 3-4 years, sometimes 6 to even get to the bigs because they don't want to ruin the player's psyche. And then football, you just throw that out the window. So, I mean, it's a much better situation, and I think any of them could flourish. I mean, that's what everybody says, obviously. It's the best situation. So May could be that guy. Jaden, obviously.
What if we have the guy though right now?
Sam Darnold?
He has never played with a coach like this. I mean, he
So-
was a Heisman
receivers
Trophy
like
winner,
this.
wasn't he? Like, I mean, I'm just like we could be sitting on him like right now. Like,
Well, I think regardless, do you start Sam Darnold the first couple games if you draft a quarterback in the first round?
he starts the first, I would say, bare minimum 4 games.
4 games.
Unless all hell breaks loose and he is just shit.
Awful right away.
Actually,
That's what happens with Darnold. So he got drafted in the Jets, obviously. And Todd Bowles drafted him, defensive head coach.
Yeah.
You have a chance. Adam Gase comes in, one of the biggest jokes around the league as far as a head coach. That was his second coach. Goes to Carolina, another shit organization. Had balled out for the first 3 games. He looked super good. And then organization caught up to him, however you want to look at it. So he's got real talent. When he had the chance last year, you could see it. No one's going to be happy with sticking with him, though.
No, I agree with that.
He's 25 years old.
He's as old as Michael Penix, isn't he? Isn't Penix only 24?
Yeah.
Bo Nix is up there too.
Yeah.
Like 23, 24. So I mean, like, it's just I want to see the splash, but if there is no splash, like honestly,
Well,
did anybody think we were gonna sign Sam Darnold? Like, I mean, we're looking at other things, like, and then you kind of sit back and you look at it, like,
yeah,
this guy's not a bad quarterback. He's
Sure,
played on a lot of
had
shitty
really
teams.
bad luck.
Like,
Yeah.
so
wait, they knew they were doing that. It was like the second they could do it, he was on the team. They knew it.
So what
They
can
have going to execute.
what can I understand this is the off season, but like what can the Vikings be doing right now with Sam Darnold? Because like what kind of workouts and shit can you be doing with him?
well, he's got the playbooks. He's probably going over film with O'Connell. I mean, he's doing all that stuff. He's going to know the playbook inside and out. Getting him, familiar with the different formations, routes, whatnot. Like
He should be somewhat familiar with the playbook because of similarities to the Rams, yeah?
well, he didn't play with the Rams,
Didn't he? Who was he with last year?
49ers.
Oh, the Niners. Well, no, that's different.
I mean, they run similar. They're all
It's
from
the
that
zone running scheme is what they have in common, I think, is all.
KOC, Shanahan, and
They
whatever.
all came from the same tree, if you
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, as a Viking fan, like if Daniels fizzles out, I mean, what if fucking Caleb Williams fizzles out for the Bears? I mean, their offense is looking pretty freaking good right now.
Their defense is already really good.
I mean, you
Added-
don't know, like you do not freaking know. So
Yeah. I do know that offense, regardless of who their quarterback is not going to be good as KOC's offense.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Just
with
because of the schemer behind it.
Yeah, there's definitely a
Yeah.
low ceiling, regardless of how good he is.
But they'll have more people running open in that offense just because of the better talent that they've added.
Yeah, they will.
Well,
They'll be
their talent's amazing. I mean, it really is.
yeah, it's gonna be a tough division, definitely. But like you said, everyone's gonna be disappointed if those top four for sure go, and we're not one of the teams that takes them.
That takes one.
It'll be a loss, probably.
So
I guess that's my last thing. Like on McCarthy, I think he's a good one. I just don't think he's worth giving up 2 first-round picks, though. That's my only problem.
I don't think he is either.
That's the shitty thing is these teams sitting with these picks have all the leverage because they don't need a freaking quarterback. I mean,
You wouldn't trade up just the 11 and 23 to get McCarthy?
no, I don't want to. I think that's
I would. It's basically just one first rounder, so. And they got that.
Unless you can grab
Get it.
Penix in the second. then we're gonna be like, motherfuck.
Well,
or one of the top four.
Well, it doesn't matter.
To 11.
We don't-
then we're like,
we don't
"Son
have
of
a-
bitch."
Yeah.
we don't have a second or third round pick, so it's like our decision needs to be done.
Yeah. We could
Night
trade
one.
one of them down, though. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility either,
Right.
Hold on. Rick Spielman.
right?
Wheeling
Rick
and
Spielman,
dealing.
that shit. Oh God, I love Rick Spielman's drafts. They're so fun.
Why
That
can't
that was just great television. They made for great television. Even on day 2, it was like, hey, let's collect those 5th and 6th rounders, baby.
well, dude, and that's the thing. You never know what's going to happen right now. I mean, they have those 4 quarterbacks slotted to go in the first 4 picks. That's it. That's what's going to happen. Unless somebody, number 5 moves up to 4 to get Harrison. But other than that, those 4 quarterbacks are gone.
I think
Sure.
it's going to be weird though, because you've got
Who's the best pass rusher in the draft?
There's that. Ain't there that D tackle from Alabama? There's an edge rusher from FSU.
Where are they protected to go, though?
Yeah, Jared Verse is a stud.
Top 15, him. I mean, it just depends on how shit goes.
Edge rushers there's not a whole lot of them. There's one at the top.
You got that kid from Bama, that Dallas Turner's a freak.
Dallas Turner has dropped because everyone's focused on the quarterbacks. He's going to be a boss.
He's going to be awesome.
What's going to happen is he's going to fall to one of these teams. Like, who was it? The Eagles, who got Jalen Carter last year. It's just going to be one of those. This guy's going to go to an elite defense. Like, he'll fall down somewhere because we're going after all these guys right away. And wide receiver class is pretty well stacked. Quarterback class is stacked. Couple offensive linemen. That guy could fall down to possibly like the 20s. And
actually, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think of this take? Because the more you guys have been talking to me and the more I'm thinking about the teams on the clock after number 3, you don't have any like QB hungry teams like the Vikings, Broncos, or Raiders, but you got some QB fucking maybes like the Giants, the fucking Jets. They're always in the market for another garbage quarterback.
The only thing with the Giants, though, to step in, they gave what's his? I can't even think of his fucking
Daniel
name.
Jones.
Yeah,
Former Dookie.
Daniel Jones. They gave him that 4-year contract, guaranteed $40 million a year. So I mean,
there's a way. There's a way for them to get out of that last year. I mean, there's a way for them to get out of it next year. I read.
Yes. If they'd eat that $40 million or something, but
yeah,
there's a way. They're definitely players.
But,
for sure.
But what I wanted to say to see if you guys have the same take is, I'm willing to trade the farm if it's to get the number 2 or number 3 pick, depending what's taken with the 2. Like if it's just Daniels or bust and the Commanders end up with him, then maybe you don't trade up to 3. But if you're fine with May or McCarthy, I'm willing to trade the farm to get one of those 2 picks. After those picks, though,
Yeah,
I think you just let it play and see what happens.
Yeah, because at some point you're diminishing returns there. So you want the stud. The reason you're going up is to get the stud, and you're not getting the stud. You're just doing it to do it at that point, and that's shooting yourself in the foot. So,
because I mean, when this shit all first came out, the first projections after the college football season got done with, we're starting to get into the NFL playoffs and whatnot. Like, McCarthy was nowhere near up there. He was mid first round, early second round. I mean, Penix was looking second, third round, and now every single one of those guys has slid into the first round, which to me is crazy. Like, we're obviously gonna overpay every quarterback we pick.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the one you want.
Well, and McCarthy was schemed around. Like, he wasn't a quarterback that won them a championship. He was the guy that they kind of avoided having the ball in his hands when it mattered.
I wouldn't say they avoided. He didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, he's a game manager.
That's not on him, though. Like,
the strength of that
it's
offense.
not his fault, but it's as a result of his talent, I think.
They didn't have the receivers to really make that the main game plan.
And look at competition in the Big Ten. The Big Ten's competition is not that great. Michigan had a hell of a freaking running game. I mean, so you don't have to do, if you're playing in the Pac-12 or you're playing in the SEC, you don't have to have these prolific passers that go out and quarterbacks win the game. Their team won so many games. I mean, do I think McCarthy's a good quarterback? Hell yeah. Like, I'll go back to what I said earlier. I do not think he's a top 5 draft pick, though. I mean,
market dictates. It doesn't matter.
Fair, I agree. I 100% agree.
That's capitalism dictate right there.
Yeah. It was starting to sound like David Sampson's podcast up in here.
I think with McCarthy, though, some of the things I read from, I've read so much shit. Like, some of the guys are like, yeah, you can't blame him because he's on a good team and he didn't have to be like Penix.
Yeah.
So those guys would just look at like his third, anytime he got to a third down, what do his throws look like when he's actually got to make a fucking play? Mm-hmm. And like, so they're like, that's why he started moving up my draft ranks, because when he actually does have to make a play, the kid's got a pretty good fucking arm. He's pretty accurate. And he's making good decisions.
He
And he's
throws
fucking
open.
young.
He throws people open really, really well. Much better than May, I think. In just watching what I've watched, they'll put it in places to where, I mean, obviously, the receiver will have to change the trajectory of his route, and they're obviously on the same page enough to do it, even without having all that work. So, I think that's super valuable. Is good in the pocket. He can get out and scramble. They all are, but
O'Connell would value that a lot, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
He would fit O'Connell's offense really good.
May's raw
Well,
McCarthy's, got some of the X factor.
I think May would have to sit for. I mean, you'd have to work with May for the first year.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think he's the biggest wild card. Where I do think that is the person that either makes somebody's as a coach makes your career or gets you fired, because
he's the one that most reminds me of Richardson last year, and they were trying their asses off to get Richardson last year. So I could see
he seems to be pretty damn good in the short, the few games that he played. He looked terrific.
He did.
Oh, he looked amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
And he came in week 1, didn't he?
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah. So possible.
I mean, I think number one, I want a quarterback that can do his thing. But then again, the greedy part of me is I want the Rolls Royce of a quarterback for once. I don't want the
forever
on stats
on the last 2 years.
Stats they're top 10, but
you get balloons. My balloons.
Michael, did you send Bradley balloons?
I did not.
Who sent me balloons?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. That's me in the corner. It wasn't me.
Did you say a magic word or something and Google Meet figured it out?
I think you said magic.
Magic?
No,
magic.
I think Brad is right on that though. Like, I got nothing against Teddy Two Gloves or anything but it's try to get the cream of the crop once instead of
from the get-go, the guy that everybody knows is gonna be,
which nobody knows, but
nobody knows dick.
I want the guy right now. 5 years when we extend him, we're going to be paying a quarterback $70 million a year. Like, that's the guy I want.
I don't think it's as much. I think Culver already said this. I think we do trust the coaching staff a little bit in Kwesi.
I'm not worried about it.
Because, I mean, like, I keep having comparisons to Josh Allen when the Bills moved up. And it's just and there's a lot of people I can't believe you spend that much to get fucking this guy out of Colorado.
Wyoming.
Or Wyoming, same difference. Some shitty state from the Midwest.
You idiots.
The state with that's the state where your vote matters the most. It's worth the most.
But that's what they did, though, because when they made that pick, and the reason why I said those idiots is because the Bills have been bad for a really long time. Yeah. And it's hard to beat that stigma, and that's how you do it, is getting one pick like that, right?
No, and that's I'm hoping O'Connell and Kwesi have their guy that is that kind of a pick where it's.
If it takes 4 first-rounders, fine.
Something tells me they've got one guy they're targeting, right? Like, they're not okay, well, if this happens, then we'll go with this guy. No, they want one singular person. Yeah. And if that doesn't happen for them, then they're just fine going with Michael Penix in the second round or something like that.
I think the move that they've done so far lead it up to be that May's their guy. Do I think that's the best one? Well, doesn't matter. But to me, what they've done so far as hiring McCown, doing all these workouts, getting the extra draft pick to trade up that all leads towards May, I think.
And and we're the fans. They're the coaches. They look into more of the arm angles, the quarterback, pocket presence, all the bullshit that how they're moving their feet, arm angle. We're not looking at that. So these guys are probably the same way. Man, this is what you said. They've got one freaking guy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make another point too. Is the Vikings have rarely ever been shitty. We've been mediocre at times, and we've been great at times. Let's throw this out there. Are we really a quarterback away from being elite?
No.
I mean, we've had a quarterback.
I hate hearing that, actually, that
you know what I'm
teams are
saying?
quarterback away. It's bullshit. Like, nobody's just a quarterback away.
Pending other moves, like we've been saying, all this salary cap space. Yes. Technically, yes, a quarterback away, because every team is a quarterback away. That's why they say it, because it's what it takes.
What if I don't know. I understand exactly the premise of that statement, but like, what quarterback? Like
Patrick Mahomes.
No, I'm trying to say
they weren't a quarterback away, though. They were winning with Alex Smith, man. Like, it was a debacle that they
weren't winning championships, though. That's the whole idea of quarterback away, is you're a quarterback away from winning Lombardi.
And none of these guys are Mahomes, but the point of it is the team rallies around the quarterback. That's the leader of not just the offense, the defense, the fans, the ownership, this fucking building. That it's all
actually.
So do we maybe want to
him or not, whether they think he's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady at the end of the game? Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, whatever. You're gonna come back that last drive and win.
No, I think what Brad is trying to say, though, is actually maybe if we draft a rookie quarterback, though, it's not focused so much on the fucking quarterback. It's focused on what that money can be fucking spent on then. Like, that's how I would look at it. Even if we draft a quarterback and he's not the best out of the class, we can put around the pieces and maybe get back to a Cunningham-style offense
That's why I apologize to you, Tyler. Like, I'm not opposed to getting rid of Justin Jefferson.
I'm out.
30.
He said he was sorry.
$30 million for a wide receiver is just, look what it did in Miami. You know what I mean? Like,
Kansas City didn't need anybody catching a ball for him besides Travis Kelce last year.
They didn't have anybody that could catch a fucking ball.
Right.
I mean, that's my thing is next year we're going to have ungodly amounts of salary cap. The year after we're going to be sitting so good.
Yeah.
Why not this year?
In defense of Culver, though, if you've got that money, you got to spend it on people. So that's my thing is, do you want to spend it on one of the premier position, maybe the premier position player or top three?
Yeah.
Or what are you spending that on?
Right. That's what this is a passing league now. This is a passing offense. They want to pass the ball.
The only thing I would spend that money on would be a pass rusher. Because that's I think what wins you games in the playoffs.
We could have with Hunter. I mean,
but that's
right. Well, they were obviously happy to just fine to see him go at the rate that he was demanding, because he's going to be paid more than he's worth for over the length of that deal, I imagine. And there's going to be more years where they're like, God damn it, we're paying this guy more than he's worth.
I'd like to see money spent in the secondary.
Flores has proved he doesn't need the super to make that defense work. So
yeah, that's true too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would like the secondary to spend some money in the secondary. I think the front seven, he can do whatever he wants with the people that he gets in there that are athletic like he wants. I mean, I think he is just creaming his pants on the signings that we've had for the first 7 picks. Like our front seven for what we've done in free agency right now.
Yeah,
you can watch a guy walk away and not pay him $22 million a year at what he's 29, 30 years old now. I mean, that's a great move. It sucks to see him go. I was a fan of the guy, but I don't know. I mean,
well, we have to.
I want to win right freaking now, though. Like right now. I don't want to wait. I want to win right now.
You don't say.
I want it now.
It's like Jesus Christ telling God, like what Mike and I were talking about earlier. It's like, God, if you could just let the Vikings win one fucking Super Bowl, everything would be right in the world.
My own personal first-round draft picks for the next 20 years, if we could just win a Super Bowl. Mine. I got first round. We got first-round picks too, right? We can throw some in. Come on.
Who are some of the are there any rookies or any draft eligible secondary players that you like in the later rounds as depth? for this team that lacked depth in the secondary last year.
Damn dog.
Who are some late ones that?
Yeah,
would be good?
yeah. Like if we're gonna fill out the secondary with depth, is there anybody that you like?
That wouldn't be a me question, I suppose.
Brad, you got anything? You guys have really been not paying attention to anything but quarterbacks, huh?
Fair
We've
enough.
got 100 picks from rounds 4 to 7. All I'm focused on is the ones in the first round. They got 7 picks, 4 through 7. And all I
Right.
give a shit about is
Nobody gives a shit about those picks. Only Rick Spielman cares. Only Rick
no.
Spielman cares about those picks.
No, we don't want that shit no more. We want superstars. No one cares.
Guys get hurt in this league a lot, right? Like, there's a lot of
Yes.
times where backups will play a lot of the season because fucker knee done over, career over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck. It's
Baseball,
way better the day after the draft when we sign these undrafted guys.
Yeah.
Apparently
Since Brian Flores has been aboard, he's been
that's where we make
horrific
our
at
money.
finding those undrafted free agents. UFAs, they should just call us the Minnesota UFAs. I bet if we changed our name,
Walk on you.
we'd win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
Walk on you. Like, Adam Thielen. It all started with Adam Thielen. Remember, he fucking did a tryout with the Vikings. He's from North Minnesota, somewhere around Detroit Lakes. He's from the Detroit Lakes area. Yeah. And he went to a tryout. He went to what? Minnesota State. Was he a Maverick?
Yeah,
Shout out to the Division II basketball championship, both men's and women's, baby. The Mavericks. Yeah, baby.
Hey, that's a thing.
We got something. We got championships in the lower leagues. Also, PWHL Minnesota is still atop the standings. We got one more. I think got a couple more regular season games left. But it looks like we'll be one of the top 2 or 3 seeds in the playoffs. So that's awesome. They're on a international break right now. The season's divided by 2 international breaks where the hockey players have to play for Team USA and Team Canada and whip each other's ass a little bit.
So let's rate this real quick. What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10 that you're going to be disappointed after the first night of the draft? 10 being you're fucking just
irate, pissed.
Yep, ready to walk outside.
I'd
Find
say
the nearest bridge.
I'd go with a 2.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm disappointed with the first round of the draft. I've got a lot of faith in this front office, more so than probably any other Minnesota front office in history, maybe.
Yep. That's 100% true. If we miss a quarterback,
I'm just saying, why do we give them so much fucking? What have they done? They haven't done shit yet. Why do we love these guys so much? We haven't won.
They traded fucking Stephon Diggs and managed to replace him with a better version of Stephon.
And what have we done? We've made it to the playoffs once since they took over. Like, we haven't done anything.
Cousins' fault.
And we lost.
We won a playoff
Giants.
game. We won.
No,
I'm
I'm saying I trust these guys too, but like they have not earned our trust. Like they haven't done anything.
Brian Flores has earned my trust. It only took him 1 season to make me. It took him like maybe 4 games to be like, God damn, this guy's good.
You're right, Mike. You're right, Mike. Though, but we do trust them in a quarterback selection. The rest, they've made some questionable calls and draft picks so far.
Yeah, they sure have. They haven't drafted particularly well elsewhere, but
I trust the quarterback room.
I guess with regards to Brad's thing, if 10 is being disappointed, or the chance to, I'd say I'm right at a 5.
Yeah.
Even though I would trust any quarterback they picked at 11, I'm going to be disappointed if we don't move up in the top 3. Like I want these quarterback gurus to have their guy go up and get him and fucking look. That's just what I want out of the draft.
My rating is also, it's impacted by the fact that I don't care about this team that much. I don't care about this sport that much. So how disappointed can I be about a team that I don't have any faith in, never have had any faith in, and will never have any faith in, So disappointment is the expectation. So, I mean, if I have low expectations, then 2.
You don't have any fucking expectations on any Minnesota teams.
Well, no, that's
PWHL Minnesota. I expect to be in the championship.
I hate the late 70s and 80s of this country, from Texas bleeding up those rivers through the Midwest, that created this bullshit fucking thing called fake wrestling that now has consumed Tony's fucking life. Like, I don't know how you take that so fucking seriously.
It's the greatest entertainment available to us as human beings, in my opinion. It's fucking fantastic. Shout out to AEW Dynasty, April 21st on pay-per-view.
I was randomly in a bar during WrestleMania, and people lost their fucking gourds, man.
Yeah. Brad paid for it. I can't believe Brad paid for WrestleMania.
It was the 40-year thing, man. This Roman Reigns and Brock bloodline with fucking what's his I can't think of his fucking name now.
I work with a wrestler who trained at Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory.
Cody Rhodes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's something intriguing about it. Like I've always said, it's
the best of both worlds. It's sport, it's drama, it's soap opera for men, and I love it. I love it.
So is this my question? And I talked to a guy at work about this. Do these motherfuckers know what's going on before they get in the ring, or is it like
they know who's winning at least and the moves?
Yeah, they go over, kind of the flow of the match, and have a plan. Yeah. I mean, there's things that alter the endings, though. I mean, there was just a match, Top Flight from Minneapolis won as a result of Ricky Starks being injured in the ring, being concussed. So, I mean, that stuff happens all the time. Like,
I've ever been on someone that went rogue and just said, you know what? I'm not letting this guy pop off right here.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Do a real pin and not let him move.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, what are your thoughts on the T-Wolves losing last night?
They only lost by 9, despite no Karl-Anthony Towns, who is back. He'll be back in the lineup against the Hawks, I believe, is their next game. So he's going to be rolling into form for the first round of the playoffs. I thought that was really important that he get back to not just healthy, but playing at 100% level and 100% minutes before the playoffs started. It looks like that could happen. Naz Reid filled in formidably, didn't quite score enough in order to be a replacement for Karl-Anthony Towns, despite his improved defense on the floor. They are a better team with Karl. I gotta say, I might have to eat crow here, and we had an opportunity to see this team play without and what it would look like without Karl-Anthony Towns, and they were good, but they were not great. They were not a contender.
I mean, what was it, 14-6 or something? I mean,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Was it? So, out of the top 3 spots, where do you want them to fall?
Oh, I want them to win the West. I would like. I don't care about who they face. I would like to have as many home games as possible because we have, I think, the best home court advantage in the sport. I mean that jumps
Denver,
off the
Denver
screen.
Does.
It's
Denver.
wild in that building. Well, that's the thing. Is like you avoid. Also, and then my backup plan would be to be on the other side of the bracket of Denver, right? To make sure you only see them in the final, the conference final. So if they finish the 1, then you would like to be the 3, but I don't think that's going to happen because we own the tiebreaker against OKC. So
I'm scared of
you got to beat them at some point, though. So Denver's not the team that scares me the most. It's OKC that scares me the most. It's the teams that are going to play a small lineup that we can't defend with Rudy Gobert on the floor. The teams that can play Rudy Gobert off the floor are the ones that worry me. Golden State worries me. Even though they don't have the talent to beat this team. They really don't. But we don't have the emotional strength, I think. We play dumb basketball all the time. All the time. And it just takes one quarter of that stupid shit for you to lose an entire game that could turn the whole tide of the series. And you lose a home game to Golden State, and they're going to fucking shove it down your throat at home. They will absolutely kill you.
Those two, that team and the Lakers scare me in the first round. Like
the Lakers don't really scare me as much because they play a traditional big, and that that works with we're a better matchup against them. But this Draymond Green pulling goddamn Rudy at the top of the key and then making insane fucking passes, that's not going to bode well for us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
OKC turning us over 20 times in a game is not going to bode well for us because that's what they'll do. But I want to win the West as just a badge of honor, just to say, hey, we're the best team in the fucking West. We played all these games and we were the best ones. Holy shit! When does that happen? Let's see. Should we ask Google? Google, have the Wolves won the West?
2001.
Wow.
2000.
It's been that long.
Back in the KG years, it's got to be.
Yeah.
My God.
This would be the biggest thing to happen in Minnesota basketball history since the fucking Lakers won a championship before leaving for LA.
So wait, just a quick sports question then. So then them winning the West or potentially the NBA Finals, is that more impressive than like a wrestler winning a scripted match?
You are a fucking prick, Mike.
I'm just asking you a question.
Depends. If it's a 60-minute championship pay-per-view match, a main event match, fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Actually, I don't even think we're the third best team. I think there's two teams in the East that have a better chance of winning the championship than us. So we're probably the fourth behind Denver. Philly with Joel Embiid healthy is terrific. Stan Van Gundy said the same thing today. Those are Boston's far and away the best team, but in the playoffs, we've seen them over and over again shit down their leg. I don't see that happening this year. They're overwhelming in a lot of ways.
Last question about the Vikings. How come Andrew Booth Jr. and Louis Sign aren't good?
Well, even like a Caleb Evans was really pretty good before Flores, and he didn't use them at all last year. They're just not scheme fits, I don't think. And Booth was great when he was healthy or whatever, but it's not. I just don't. They're not scheme fits, and it's different because that was supposed to be the fit, but the team needs a lot more work. And
what does a cornerback scheme fitting cornerback look like for Brian Flores? Is it somebody who just can play bump and run coverage 1-on-1 for 2.5 seconds?
No, they got to be heads in the playbook all day long because all of these guys play multiple different positions.
Moves them around so much. Yeah,
they got to know so much. They have to be students of the game. It's almost physical traits are secondary almost. So they might be the better athlete, but if they're not where they need to be, that's not going to do you any good.
Right. Great analysis from Tyler Culver, our favorite guest co-host, coming in to save the day on the Vikings talk. That's been really interesting, guys.
I want to hear Mike's. Did you talk Twins at all? Did you talk about?
Oh God.
Do you have any comments? I said it's about as boring of a start to the season, but I loved the last game they played. I watched that game start to finish. It was a perfect baseball game.
Yeah. There's a few highlights that have happened so far. Correa throwing Ohtani out at home.
That's what he said. It was the best relay throw I've ever seen.
That's so far my favorite play of all of the baseball I've watched this year was.
That was legit.
The way it got caught up in the wall and fucking.
I wish I could have seen it. I had it on the radio and it was terrible. Actually,
Kirilloff
the guy
made a good throw, but the transfer in, he looked like a fucking pitcher like that. Mm-hmm. And I'll give Vasquez credit. Like it was just a perfect play.
Yeah, it really was.
And
to win the game, basically, in the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
But
you give up that run, you're losing. Even if it's just a tie game, you're going to lose it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The momentum shifted at that point. DeChambeau's in the clubhouse at 7 under right now, but Hovland is charging. He's through 9. He's 4 under already. Masters talk.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah. First day of the Masters, baby. Golf course opens tomorrow.
Tony,
I mowed the tees and the approaches. Huh?
What's Tiger at?
They don't have him on the scoreboard.
That's not a good sign.
Are
No.
you watching?
He's
Because
going
this
for
is,
what 26 straight cuts made or something like crazy like that.
yeah, this is a re-air right now that you're watching. Just
Oh, I'm
Heads
just.
up.
Oh, they just showed Woods. He's 1 under through 1.
yeah,
It was a late
they're-
start though, Brad.
Yeah, it would be dark right now in Georgia, probably. I think Woods got through 15.
Yeah, probably.
Under.
It's the eclipse, guys. It's fine.
They don't play under the lights. What the hell?
Yeah, he's tied for 17th
That's not bad.
through 13.
Pretty good.
So do they just start around and they finish it tomorrow?
Ooh.
Yeah, they could.
What
There
a
was
crazy
a
game.
horrible, a bad storm came through this morning, so it knocked them back 2.5 hours.
We just had a bit of a storm here too. You guys realize that the Frozen Four Championship's on right now?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the semifinal.
Nothing like the best college seasons coming to Minnesota, and the Gophers aren't even there.
Never. I mean, they got to change something, man. It's been almost a quarter century since they've won a fucking championship. That's sad, man. That shouldn't happen. Fucking Michigan. Really? We got to deal with fucking Michigan being better than us in this fucking sport too? No. No, I say.
This is hockey country.
That's
Okay,
right. The state of fucking hockey.
Since we're kind of at a little lull here, but we got the football guys on.
I thought we were at the end of the show.
Yeah, let's finish it out with this real quick. We're gonna go through until we get to the Vikings pick at 11. I'm gonna point to one of you, Brad or Culver. So the first pick of the NFL
Tyler
draft,
Fuller
the
is
Chicago
black.
Bears. Oh,
It's gonna be hard to point at him.
well then, this is dumb. Actually, Brad, you can do this.
Good,
This is-
Jack.
Oh, this is going to be Brad and Culver's mock draft right here.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I like this.
For
No.
not just the Vikings, though. So the Chicago Bears are on the clock, first pick. What do?
Well, Caleb.
Okay, easy peasy. Brad, are you in agreement? Yes, he is.
No, I'm not.
Oh, what are the Bears doing?
In a massive undertaking,
There's no way the Vikings.
the Washington Commanders move up.
Wow. And draft Williams.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Caleb Williams.
Okay, number 2 pick. Washington Commanders are on the clock. Caleb Williams off the board. Who do the Commanders take?
It's
Or
Jaden.
a trade.
I think they stick with Jaden.
I 100% probably want to say, yeah, they have to. I mean, who knows? Washington, man, they got shitty owners. They got, I mean, who fucking knows? I mean, they could do a Bears type thing or a Lions type thing before when they were drafted. I mean, they could do something real dumb. Maybe they just want to swap the 11th for the 2nd. You know, maybe like, but yeah.
That would be awesome.
That
I would
would be
say-
awesome.
I
You're
would
banking
say
on it, buddy. Yeah.
Jaden Daniels. I mean,
Okay, number 3, the Patriots are on the clock. There's 2 quarterbacks out of the 6. What's going on here? What are the Patriots doing? That dumpster fire of an organization.
I think we
That
check
happened fast.
there. I think that's where it happens. That'd be my call.
Okay, Vikings have traded up. What does it cost the Minnesota Vikings? The 11th, the
Year.
23rd, 2024 first.
That's it. That's what it's gonna be.
You think that'll get it done?
Yep.
Brad, do you think it's going to take that or more?
that's interesting. If that's what it takes, then honestly,
Go for it.
and I would, because I'm a May fan. Like if you can do that, yeah, I'm doing it all day. But if I could go and give up the 2026 first round too, I'd move up and get Jaden Daniels.
To 2.
Yep.
I would agree with that. My thing is the shit I've watched focusing on that trade, which that seems fair from what's been done. 2 first and then next year's first. to get up to 3. What other team, like no other team can offer more than that, can they? Between the Broncos, the Raiders, or even the Giants?
It's
Like, how
just
can
us.
they?
It's just us and the Bears with 2 first-round picks, isn't it? If I'm correct.
The only, and then you get it in this draft. You don't no one where you're going to pick in
Yep.
next year's draft, where your first is going to be.
Right.
I mean, they probably assume our next year first round pick might not be a great pick for them, so it might take more. But
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But like,
that's enough.
But then again, that team though still has that capital of having that first-round pick. Plus, if they're still a shitty team, they've got 2 first-rounders to do whatever the hell they want. Even if they're a mediocre team.
And New England has always made it out of not having superstars. I mean, they don't have Belichick anymore, obviously, but
And they've got a new
quarterback,
new head coach. So I mean, what benefits them of having a top 3 quarterback with no offense to even remotely speak of?
Yeah. So you're getting 2 first rounders from the Bills or the Broncos or the Raiders, and then what? You can get another first 3 years later. Ours 2 this year, next year is still a better deal. It might take a third 2 or something, but we might get it.
So then let's move on now to pick number 4.
well, okay, my last thing on that, I think the Patriots could get really creative if they took that trade with us and they steal next year's first-round pick as well, where then they could use those 2 picks they get this year. If they actually wanted a position that they need, that you could actually start a building block of a franchise like Joe Alt, you could trade back up, like with Arizona with those 2 picks, and you've gained a first-round pick, and you've got the best fucking tackle we've seen in a while.
Makes sense for both of those teams to do that.
Or get the fucking best receiver off the board. Okay, so there was a trade. We're agreeing that should be enough, even though there's a lot of people out in the internet worlds that think they need to give up more.
That's what, yeah. Just
I don't think they
draft.
might tack on like a next year's 3rd or 4th round pick. I don't think it gets much more meatier than that for the 3rd pick.
Yep.
Okay, so 4, the Cardinals are on the clock. We've had 3 quarterbacks come off the board. And now the Cardinals have lost their best trade partner. The Broncos don't have to offer as much because the Vikings took their quarterback. Like, what do the Cardinals do here?
Everyone, I mean, all I've heard is that they want Marvin and they want it and they're not trading. They're taking Harrison.
I mean, they've lost all their wide receivers. I mean, you have to if you're sticking with Kyler Murray.
Yes,
unless they call us and say, hey, for your 23rd pick and a next year's 7th round pick, we'll give you Kyler Murray for the 4th. Like, or something dumb like that. I mean, yeah, they got to take
Marvin. We can all agree Kyler Murray does not fit O'Connell's scheme, right?
No, he does not. Herbert does.
Actually, yeah. I mean, a lot of play action, a lot of throwing from the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they definitely take Marvin Harrison. I've watched a lot of things that a lot of people think Neighbors is better than Harrison.
Yeah.
Pure skill, talent, and everything.
Yep. But who's his dad?
I don't know. He was my neighbor for a while. I don't know. I can't remember his name, though. Okay, so Marvin Harrison's off the board. It looks like there's another team because there's 32 teams, so another team gets to pick. And it's the Los Angeles Chargers right now, who have dumped all of their offensive playmakers.
Oh my God.
They still have their quarterback.
If Neighbors falls to them, that's just nightmarish, isn't it?
I think
actually they got,
regardless of who's there.
Yeah.
You think they take
So,
Neighbors?
If the Vikings don't trade up to 3, we're just giving them our 2 first-round picks for the 5th this year to get J.J. McCarthy, correct?
Which I'd almost prefer, but that's just me.
I'm saying, like, for that aspect, like,
I would trade our 2 for McCarthy. Not next year's, though. I think that is too rich.
Right.
Yeah.
If we didn't trade next year's, then I'd.
Because then My thing is either you go all in, like I think we've all said, Drake May is a huge risk, but it's one of those things where he's going to be a huge fucking success or a huge bust.
Mm-hmm.
I think McCarthy, if we don't have to give up our first round pick next year and things don't work out for us, then at least we still have a huge.
So I guess going back real quick to our comments about how disappointed, I will be disappointed if we give any more than our 2 picks that we acquired this year for number 5. If we give up more, I'm pissed then. Like I'm glad we got hopefully a franchise quarterback, but I don't want to give up the farm for McCarthy when in all reality, realistically, he should be falling to us at 11.
Right.
Which I still think is a stretch drafting him at 11th. I think he should be
could happen
like a Teddy Bridgewater or something like that.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Well, hey, join us live from the Circus Sportsbook on April 25th, my birthday, for our live coverage of the NFL draft this year. It's going to be fun, folks. Let's see how pissed Brad actually gets. Let's see if we can get him to a 10. That would be fun. I haven't seen him pissed.
I can't believe it's 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away.
I know. Like, and it's on my birthday. It's such a. I don't know why I'm so. The only thing I'm excited about is the draft. It's funny.
I might have to watch it from outside the window on the big screen, like I had to watch that Saints game back in the day. I can't be here for this. No one can see my reaction. You know what? Let's go live. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, we will see you live April 25th for the NFL draft coverage at Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play on YouTube. I'd like to thank Tyler Culver for joining us. I'd like to thank the brothers Haas for being here. And it's nice to see your smiling faces. And let's do it more often.
You're too funny. Give me the kitty cat.
Meow. The cat is back, baby. Okay, I
can't
love
wait
you.
Draft night, baby.
Bye.